Alright, hey guys, so my name is Gabby and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, you know that I have plans to thru-hike the Appalachian Trail in 2022. I will be leaving from Amicalola Falls State Park and heading northbound towards Maine. While I'm preparing for my thru-hike, I figured it would be useful to share what I'm learning with you guys. So far, I've shared information on my big three, why I'm thru-hiking the Appalachian Trail, and my biggest fears for hiking the trail. If you guys haven't seen those videos, be sure to check them out. But in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about my clothing for the Appalachian Trail. So far, I've only bought one piece of clothing for the Appalachian Trail, and that is my rain jacket. I am on a bit of a tight budget when it comes to preparing for my thru-hike, so most of the clothing that I'm wearing is stuff that I already have in my closet. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first set of clothing that I want to talk about is what I plan on wearing while I'm actually hiking during the day. So while I'm hiking during the day, I plan on wearing this shirt. It's going to be my base layer. I don't exactly know where it's from. I got it from TJ Maxx for probably $15, so a really great deal. So this shirt is extremely soft, it's extremely lightweight. I'm not sure how durable this shirt is going to be, but I only plan on wearing it in the beginning of my hike when it's cold outside. So this shirt is 100% polyester, which should be fine for a thru-hike. I know that wool is better, but it's also more expensive. If you're someone who's getting clothing for your thru-hike, just make sure you avoid cotton. Cotton stays wet, it doesn't dry easily, and you don't want to be hiking in it. Alright, so the next piece of clothing that I want to talk about are my hiking pants. So these are Columbia Omni Shield Advanced Repellency pants, size small. I got these a couple years ago. I was actually planning on doing a hike to Machu Picchu in Peru, but that was right around the time that COVID happened, so that trip got canceled. But I've had these for a few years. They are women's hiking pants. They have decent pockets. They could be bigger, honestly, but it's not the end of the world. One of my favorite things about these pants is that they help shield the sunlight and they help shield water. So I've hiked in these in the rain before, and they're not completely, water resistant, but I have noticed that the water kind of beads up on the pants and rolls off. These pants are also extremely lightweight, and I just know that if they do happen to get wet, they're going to dry out really fast just because of this thin material that they're made of. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is underwear. So I am bringing 2 pairs of ex officio women's underwear. So this is the type of underwear that many thru-hikers wear. They dry out really fast, they're really breathable, and they're really comfortable. So next I want to talk about socks. So for my socks on the Appalachian Trail, I plan on wearing the Darn Tough socks, and I think that these ones are absolutely adorable. They're the Appalachian Trail Darn Toughs. And then I also have a just kind of like more basic pair. These. I plan on bringing 3 pairs of Darn Toughs. 2 of them will be for hiking, and then 1 is going to be solely for sleeping. For those of you who don't know, Darn Tough socks are made of merino wool, so they keep your feet warm, they dry pretty fast, and they also help prevent blisters. One of the best things about Darn Tough socks is that if you get a hole in them or you just rip them up, they're guaranteed for life. So I actually had a pair of Darn Toughs that had several holes in them. I sent them back to the company, and they sent me this pair in exchange. That's really useful for thru-hikers, so if you get Darn Toughs and something happens to them while on the trail, it's just good to know that you can get a replacement if you need them. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to my sleep clothes. I'm starting in mid-March, so I do expect it to be a little bit colder outside, so I'm going to start in some warmer layers, but as it warms up, I'll probably switch to some lighter sleep clothes. So for my sleep shirt, I plan on wearing this racing t-shirt. I got this from a 5K when I lived in Kentucky, and it's just a dry fit, long sleeve racing shirt. I expect it to do the job just fine. As far as pants goes, I have some airy leggings. These are super comfortable, they're pretty light, and I think they're going to be perfect for sleeping in on the trail. These are also fleece lined, so I hope that they keep me somewhat warm at night, and then also if I get too cold during the day, I'm going to wear these under my hiking pants. I will move on to the jackets I plan on wearing on the Appalachian Trail. If any of you watched my Appalachian Trail Fears video, you know that I do have a bit of a fear of being cold and wet. As of right now, I plan on bringing this Patagonia fleece hoodie on the trail with me. I've had this hoodie for several years now, and it's always done a great job of keeping me warm, and I know that fleece stays warm even if it's raining outside. This is one piece of gear that I might end up upgrading. I would really like the Appalachian Gear Company alpaca sweatshirt in place of this. But if I'm not able to get that sweatshirt, I do expect this one to work just fine. Okay, so now we'll move on to the puffy. So for my puffy jacket, I have this synthetic Patagonia puffy. I've had this jacket for a couple years now, and I absolutely love it. I wear this jacket almost every chance I get, and it always keeps me warm. I plan on wearing this jacket to hike if it's really cold outside, or just to wear around camp at the end of the day. So now we'll move on to the one piece of gear that I actually did buy for the Appalachian Trail, and that is my Frog Togs rain jacket. So if you guys aren't familiar with Frog Togs, you can get one of these rain jackets on Amazon or at Walmart for about $15. They're extremely lightweight. This Frog Togs rain jacket weighs about 5 or 6 ounces, and they do a really good job of keeping you dry. The only bad thing about Frog Togs rain jackets is that they are not the most durable. Many thru hikers in the past have said that they've gotten holes in them, but it's not a huge deal. You can just duct tape it or replace it, and it's not that expensive. I do have a more expensive Columbia rain jacket, but it's a lot heavier, so I'm going to give this one a try, and if I don't like it, I may switch back to that rain jacket. Okay, so last but not least is some accessories that I plan on bringing on the trail. So the first one that I plan on bringing is a buff. So this buff, it can be worn as a headband, it can be worn to cover your neck if it's cold outside, or you can even use it as a mask if you don't have a different mask with you. There's so many different purposes for a buff, and I think most thru hikers do carry one. I got this buff from REI on sale, and it only cost me about $12, so super good deal. So in addition to a buff, I also plan on bringing a wool ear warmer. I have this weird thing with my ears where if they get cold, I get stabbing pain. So anytime it gets below 60 degrees, I'll probably have this on just to keep my ears warm so that I don't have to deal with that. I chose to get merino wool because I know that it will hold up really well, and also it hopefully won't smell too bad, but we will see. So because I'm leaving in mid-March, I do expect it to be pretty cold from Georgia all the way through the Smokies. So because it's going to be cold, I'm going to bring some gloves with me. So these are just some cheap gloves that I got off Amazon, and I may end up replacing them before my hike, but I'm not sure. So the brand is Ozero, and they are fleece-lined gloves. So I've worn these before when hiking in the Smokies, and they are pretty warm. I do have a few issues with these gloves, and the first is that they're a little bit big for my hands, which is just my fault because I ordered the wrong size. And then also, I don't think these are water resistant, so I think if it rains, then I think my hands will probably be soaked. So lastly, I plan on bringing my Garmin Fenix 6S Pro on my thru hike. So this watch is really good for keeping track of the time, recording my activity, and it lasts a really long time on one charge. Alright guys, so that is everything that I plan on wearing for my thru hike in 2022. I just want to say a really big thank you again because everyone's been so helpful, so supportive. The last video I posted was about my Appalachian Trail fears, and so many of you gave me great advice on how to deal with those fears. I'm absolutely blown away by how supportive the hiking community is, and I really can't wait to meet all of you guys on trail. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and then I'll see you guys again next week.